Hi, good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Water with Billy and Bear
Oh yeah, instead of coffee. Yeah, we're
instead of coffee.
laying
We're,
low on the
we're way
coffee.
past that.
That's
So,
awesome.
anyway, it's been a while since we've posted a video,
Mm-hmm.
and we were thinking of topics, and we don't go beyond that. We just come up with a topic, and we never know what's going to come out of our mouths. But the topic that we both agreed to was to live a fearlessly authentic life.
Yeah, and I just want to share where that came from. I was in the office about a month ago, and they have little chocolates laying out on the counter, little Dove chocolates. And when you open them, they have the little saying inside.
Hmm.
And I'm talking to a friend, just popping one in the mouth. Then the next one I open up, my jaw dropped, and it said, "Be fearlessly authentic."
Yeah,
And I kept it. I don't know where it is now, but it just, that phrase has been sticking with me,
yeah.
right? It's so important.
So,
So,
and we talked about it, and we both said, well, what does living fearlessly authentic, a fearlessly authentic life mean to you? And it was a really good conversation that we had. So that's why we thought, well, let's do a video on it, see what comes out. Uh, Never know.
that's right.
Um, and that's something we thought that everyone could think about.
Hmm. Yeah, because right now we're in an amazing
Yeah,
time on the planet.
yeah,
A lot of you are like, what? Amazing? I'm sure. But
yeah,
yeah, we're in a time of change. And it's calling for each of us to be our true, authentic self.
yeah,
And that means the ego self, that which was created. What is the ego self? It's a part of us that has guilt, fear, shame, blame. It's all those negative vibrations, right? All those old emotions. And I don't know about you, but lately I've been so aware of when the ego self pops in. I work very hard at trying to be high vibration, and one of the ways to do that is to be out in nature. You know me, I like to be
yeah.
in the garden, play with the dirt and the flowers. And so I'm out there the other day. This is just an example. And I'm like frolicking, feeling all happy, la 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 la. And all of a sudden, this stupid thought, I don't even know what it was, and I wouldn't want to repeat it, but it was completely negative, completely like, fear based. And it felt so separate from me to the point where I was literally like, I chuckled like, wow, this is insane. Like, where did that come from? That's not me. And I, canceled it, whatever. And I just laughed about it. And then, it happens more and more now. But I'm like, wow, you know what? This is really cool. Because when we're in it, we sometimes don't realize or feel it. But to me, that's a sign of, oh, there's a separation of the ego self happening. They're saying that, especially, today's June 7th.
Yeah.
So the 5th and the 6th, there's like another wave, a solar wave, all these waves. And what light is information. It's actually an upgrade of our DNA, all that good stuff. So I'm recognizing, wow, I'm noticing the ego self or whatever that is, because it's fear based and about to take me in another direction. Now I'm noticing I'm becoming separate of it. I'm actually witnessing
Yeah.
my ego self, which is a great step in, saying goodbye and simply being my true, authentic self. Your true, authentic self is joyful, happy, here with a mission or life
Yeah.
purpose, right?
I love it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to add to that anything, but
That,
that's my story.
no, I think that's really, it's self awareness when you
Yes.
are in that state of mind or thinking where you become aware that it is ego controlled.
Yeah.
And the old saying goes, it's love and fear. So fear is ego construct, and love is really, we come into this world with love.
We are love, right?
We are love,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You
And
always talk about that.
some people even feel that the ego is implanted into us, and I don't know. But I know it's not normal for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the ego, just there's no good to it, except the only time I could ever think of is if you feel you're in physical dire threat,
Mm-hmm.
bodily threat. the ego does come in, and I have my experience would indicate that too.
Hmm.
Working in the fire service.
Yeah, but your higher self also would protect you.
Yeah.
Because your body responds. So the adrenaline and the stuff that's going on, that's your soul self reacting, telling you a story, and it's coming out in physical symptoms. So you will always have that.
Yeah.
But when you're more in the state of your I am presence and rocking that, owning who you are, being the love and light that you are, you're going to have less and less and less of those other experiences, because now you're vibrating at a higher frequency, a love frequency. And from that place, even as you see outer things going wrong or bad things happening in the world, you're actually able to view them from a new place, from a place of fear and love, rather than from being in it, embroiled in it, looking at it from the ego self and a place of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the paradigm is to kind of keep us in fear. We know
Right.
that's the narrative that's been going on, because people are more easily controlled when they're in fear. But the truth is, we're starting to wake up from that slumber,
Mm-hmm.
and we're recognizing who we are.
Yep.
I'm so excited about that.
I mean, when you are living your daily life, and when we talk about living a fearlessly authentic life, to be yourself, and your intention is not to hurt anybody with the way you live or what you say, or it's you. Be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be authentic. Share what it is you feel from your heart.
Yeah.
And because when you don't, then you're in the ego.
Mm-hmm.
And so it sounds easy.
It takes practice.
It does take practice.
It takes practice. Be bold.
Yeah.
Step up. You're constantly being guided. Whether we communicate with our guides or not, they're there. Your higher self is in charge. And we just have to take the first few steps. Just be bold. Step forward. And, and I'm talking about when you have inspired thought or repetitive ideas. That's your higher self, your true self, and your guides.
Right.
Sending you where you need to be. And just, if you can get in a place of no fear, just let it go over and over if it takes. Even if you have to practice that 50 times a day.
Yeah.
I release the fear. The fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not me, right? I just happen to be born into that energy, into this 3D world. But even that's changing. There's a lot of good stuff happening that we don't see physically right now.
Yeah.
But it's happening. And the evidence of that is us. We individually are all changing. And we're coming together. Separation is the other, forced upon us thing. But no, we're finding the value in coming together with like-minded.
Yeah.
So,
especially now.
Yeah, and that makes it easier to step up and be your authentic self. Just cross over that little bridge, make that big step, and you'll realize, like, wow, it wasn't as hard as I thought.
Yeah.
We're so worried about not being received or being heard or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
But if you practice and just speak through the heart rather than the head, which is just your file cabinet of memories, and that's where the fear is, So speak freely from the heart. Be fearlessly you. That's why you're here. You have something to share. That's important. So.
Wow. Well, on those words, I think we ought to end it.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for just taking a little bit of your time to share with us, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any comments, feel free and add them.
Yeah, be fearlessly authentic and share examples of how you feel you did that. You step forward beyond, the comfort. So anyway, love you guys.
Love you. Have a wonderful day.
See you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.